Hello, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Winning with Customer Service today. I don't know where it is you're watching from and what time it is you're watching this episode of the program, but I'd like you to put in the comment section where it is you're watching from and your name, where you are, and how you found this program. If you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, please let me know and let me know what city you're watching from. Like I said again, welcome to this episode of the program. And today I have a wonderful guest. He's my friend. I've known him for quite a while, and he's someone who has done quite a lot. And I want him to share with us today his experience on the customer service trail. He has done so much in the business world. He's now moved into I call it the spiritual world now, but he's moved into ministry, right? So he's presently a pastor. Coincidentally, his name is Bishop, right? And he's a reverend right now, but his name is Bishop. That's his first name. Bishop Eruohi is my friend. Is the Episcopal Bishop of the church where he pastors right now. I call him the Episcopal Bishop. That name is for only me, only me and a few privileged ones, right? To call him that name. But his first name is Bishop, right? Bishop Rohi is here. I'm going to bring him up right now, and then he will tell us the the gist behind the name. My guest is here. I think he's having a network issue, but he's here. And once he comes in, he will tell us more about himself and then what he does and who he is practically. Bishop Eroy, welcome to the program. How are you, sir?
I'm very fine, thank you, and very good evening to everyone watching right now.
Thank you so much for agreeing to join us. I know you're a very busy guy, a ministry man, but your name is Bishop Erohi, but you are not a bishop. Can you kindly explain the origin and let us understand what the name stands for?
All right. Firstly, Bishop is my name. It's not a title, and it was given to me by my late uncle, who was a prophet. As at this time, I had spent 12 months in the womb. And so when I was born dead. People said his uncle said, "No way, she could lock the child up in a dark room that was part of the apartment we were staying at that time." This was 10 a.m., 10th of April. By 10 a.m., 11th of April, the child that was there, they heard the cry of the baby from that dark room, and the entire village gathered to witness a miracle because something of that nature has never happened before.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was how they rushed into the room and brought out the baby that was dead as at yesterday, but the next morning crying in the room. So he was the one that gave me the name Bishop. But however, the bishop has now also become a title because on the low key, I've been consecrated. Yeah, that's why you see me wear that my um,
Your
pectoral
robe. Yeah.
chain. Yes, my robe and pectoral chain now. And then, of course, my signet to go with it. It was done on a very low key. So it's now both a title and both a name.
Fantastic. I didn't know that. Congratulations. And I was here innocently thinking it's still just a name. So you are now Bishop.
Yeah, yeah, man, yeah, man.
Ah, that is very episcopal, man. Congratulations.
I'm telling you. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Fantastic.
Thank you.
I am
Thank
I
you.
am working on something, and I think we're going to work on it together. And it's on customer
Okay.
service for church workers, right?
Okay.
Because you who have been
Okay.
in the business space, even though this is not what we're going to talk about today, you have been in the business
Yeah.
space. Now you are in the ministry, you are in the field, and you know how it is in business space. You know how it is then now. What
Yeah.
obtains presently in that space, and you know there needs to be some improvement. But we will talk about
Yeah.
that off camera. What I want us to talk about today is your journey with one of the biggest transport brands in Nigeria. Before we talk about your journey with that brand, tell us your journey as Bishop Eruohi from being Bishop Eruohi before becoming Bishop Eruohi.
All right. Okay. I started out as a leadership business management consultant, and I did that for roughly a decade plus before eventually venturing into ministry full time. And then also not just leadership business and management consulting. I was also a presenter, an on-air personality, an AOP, which I did a bout with Wazobia FM from 2016 to 2017. And then I did with um, Reading 97.3 FM, Benin. I can't remember the frequency now, but I did with Benin from
93.7.
2000 and, yeah, 93.7. I did with Benin, Reading 93.7 Benin from 2009 till about 2012. And then also had a bout with Crown FM here in Warri Strategic Innovation from
Yeah, I remember.
2013 to 2014. And also had a bout with Pathway TV as a presenter and MD. I did that for about 2 years, 2017 to 2019. And then 2019, I went full time into ministry. So basically, leadership, business, and management consulting, and on-air personality. And I was also a fashion designer. I own a
Yeah,
brand called Attractive Fashion, and people can still check it out on Facebook and on X and Instagram, ATATAY, Attractive Fashion. So basically, and also I was a singer, and I delved into content creating and ghostwriting. I still do ghostwriting to date. Even the training, I still do training, but basically within my circle now, those who knew who I was before coming into ministry, they still call me once in a while to say, you know what, please come and bring your experience. We need you to come and talk to our people. And then I still facilitate
yeah,
trainings within the business world and then the church world. So it was on one of such journeys that my friend and I, or that my partner and I, as at that time, Mr. Steve Bodo, we did a training for. I don't know if it's okay to mention their name on
yeah.
the
It's fine.
program. It was on one of such journeys we did a training for God is Good Motors. Then God is Good Motors was just like every other transport company. So my partner and I, we sat down and then conceptualized something for them. And then we approached them and asked them, one God, that we asked them a question: who are your competitors? And their responses at that time, they started mentioning other transport companies around. This one opposite us, this one beside us, this and that, and they were just mentioning this. And we just kept our cool. And then after when they were done, told them, funny enough, your competition are none of these transport companies you just mentioned. Your competition are the airlines. And they were like, really? I said, yes, your competition are not the people doing the same business with you, but they are the people offering alternative services that
True.
if they choose not to patronize you, they can use this alternative service. Those are your competition. And right now, the airlines are the people you are competing with. So we are here to help you design and build your brand in such a way that it will be an airline experience on wheels. So whether people
Yeah.
are flying or they are traveling on wheels, the experience will be the same. So as a matter of fact,
Mm,
I won't miss flying, because whatever it is they are going to give me on the airplane, I'm going to get it on wheel if I travel with your company. And they bought the idea, and that was how we started the concept of rebranding God is Good Motors to become airline on wheels. So we did the training and taught the drivers that from today you are no longer a driver. You will now be known and addressed as a pilot. So when you
Yeah.
come on board, you are going to introduce yourself like a pilot would when you are flying on an airplane.
Mm,
And then we
mm,
crafted an introductory speech for them. And then I really most people really
wow.
don't know that the God is good they know today and see today. We are the brain behind the idea of first class, business class, and all of those class that you see on God is good. So we made them, we rebranded God is good, and we did the training first at their headquarters in Benin, and then we moved from Benin to Asaba because Asaba office was just opened as at that time, while Abuja was still under construction as at that time. So we did in Benin, did in Asaba. We rebranded them and then changed the mindset and the orientation because we made them understand that first, customer service is not a function of a department, but rather it is an organizing mindset that must cut across every level of the organization. In other words, because what happens is that when customer service is become the designate of a department, what you will find, let me use the banks as for instance, where they have customer care unit. Now,
Mm,
when you go to the customer care desk, the attitude is different, the respect, the manner of approach, they talk to you respectfully. They are very there's courtesy. They are very courteous when addressing you. But when you leave that desk and you go to the cashier, who is either paying or receiving, on the counter, or you go to the
mm.
work room, the attitude is different.
Different.
That's because to them, the customer care are the people who should be respectful. We that are, paying or receiving, if we have no business, we can talk to the customer anyhow we like it. Now that's what happened when customer service become the designation of a department.
Of a
Then for you
department.
to
True.
truly win with customer service, yeah, for you to truly win with customer service, that we made God is good motors know is that it is not just your drivers, even your cleaners, even your security men, everybody must understand what customer service is, and then they must understand what your corporate goals are and what the expectations are, so that everybody can function with the same understanding and possess the same knowledge and ability to consistently deliver phenomenal services at all levels every time you call upon them. So when your security men understand that, they will not be harassing your customers by begging them money, anything for the boys and those kind of stuff, because they understand that our corporate goals does not entail us begging our customers. So these were the things it was almost like it took us
Wow.
about 3 months to do that. Yes, because they couldn't shut down their services. So what we had to do, we had to take the pilots in batches. So take this batch this week, take another batch the other week, just like that, until we were able to cover a very large number of them.
Number.
So the God is good you see today, yeah, the God is good motors you see today, uh, being known as airline on wheels, was our idea. We pitched that to them, and that was how we did the training, and it came out very,
Today,
very well because it made them
today,
stand
today,
out.
yes. Today we can see the effect of that across the whole of the transportation sector, right?
Yes,
Because what you guys
yes,
did was copied and replicated amongst other transport companies. When you say the driver is pilot, just like they do in airlines, you can book online.
yes,
Just like they do in
yes,
airlines, they give you, even though they stopped that, now most of them have stopped that, they offer you something to refresh yourself.
yes,
I know some of them were giving
yes.
biscuits, water, sweets at that time.
Popcorn,
Yeah.
donuts,
And then the
water. Yeah,
yeah, the pilots were dressed a particular way, right?
yes,
The vehicles were cleaned after every trip. That now has been
yeah,
replicated across most transport companies across Nigeria presently.
Yeah,
Um,
they were able to set the pace. They were able to set, and there was even something that God is good in Warri here did. The space where they were occupying here in Warri, we realized that other transport companies were crowding that place. Of course, we made them understand that you guys are the. So what they did was, the average company would not want to leave such a location, but they left that location, moved to another location where there are no other transport companies, and they are all alone in that
mm,
location. That is what it means to win with customer service, and people moved with them.
yes, yes, yeah. It's
So you wanted to
most
ask me something?
yes. It's most likely about creating the experience for the customer. Once you give them an experience, they will move with you wherever it is you are going. So as they move, because
Yes,
customers have that experience, customers move with them. My
yes,
my next question would be on what was the I know that people don't like change. What was the resistance
yes.
you got from the the riders or the drivers themselves? I know the company, the guys bought it, but then how was it for you to be able to sell this idea to the pilots, in quotes now that you called them? How were you able to sell this? They were not used to this kind of thing before. What was the resistance you got, and how
Well,
were you able to
well, it
overcome it?
okay. Well, firstly, it wasn't an easy thing to do because most of the pilots as at that time, most of them were not educated, and they were dominantly from the tribe of the owner of God is good as at that time. So they speak Benin, Edo, and it wasn't really an easy stuff. But what we did was to paint a picture before them that you see, if you follow what we are trying to sell to you now, and you carry it to the latter, first it will bring you dignity. Passengers will no longer talk to you anyhow,
Now,
talk to you with respect, and then there will be courtesy in the way they treat you and those kind of. We went as far as making them understand that even whilst you are not traveling on your way to Lagos, you can't stop at a popular eatery where every other person stops.
mm,
Excuse me. You've got to have a designated eatery that is different from every other stuff. So we pitched that to the drivers, and they bought the idea, because we also needed to make them understand that you people have your brand, your idea of what your brand is, what we call brand value. Because
yeah,
in the business world, there's what we call brand value, and there's what we call brand equity.
mm,
Now I'm going to explain this shortly, because this was how we were able to pitch the idea to the drivers, because a lot of them resisted. They're like, so which kind of be this one? So we'll just come now. God, they speak English now. Who will go help and those kind of stuff? I'm like, calm down. Let's explain.
I can
Yeah, yeah.
imagine.
It was that.
I
So people
can
were able.
imagine.
I'm telling you, it was. As a matter of fact, when we started, some of them felt we were attacking them. They felt we were
Mm.
attacking them. So I remember one of them. Oh, there's Ogu go kill you. Ogu go kill you. And while he was saying that, we were smiling. We never reacted. Instead of
Mm,
reacting, we responded. And that kind of doused the atmosphere and the tension. And they were like, wow. So you mean somebody can actually provoke you like this, and you can still smile the way you are smiling now? I said, yes. I said, and that's exactly what we want to teach to you, so that you can eventually disarm the person who is trying to annoy you. I said, certain persons can be very annoying. I said, so you go ahead, because as I said, they were like, their God is good. They are the number one in Africa. They are the number one this. They are the best. They are the this. They are the that. I was like, okay. So you are the best. To you are the number one. But does your customers see you as number
as
one?
number
I said
one.
to you now, the idea that you are the idea that you are number one, that's your brand value. That's that's the perception you want to push out. But on the receiving end, does your customer, see you as number one? So your brand value is the worth of your organization or the worth of your service or product in your eyes as the manufacturer or the one offering it. Now, brand equity is attained when the customer, on the other hand, if you say you are number one in Africa, brand equity is achieved when the customer truly recognizes or accepts the fact that truly you are number one in Africa. So we started that, and then also we now brought in some incentives by bringing in some road safety official to teach them about, talk to them about road safety, driving at night. We brought a lot of incentive. We even brought comedy in just to douse the atmosphere. And there, of course, there was some little financial remuneration. We were given tasks, and then when you carry out the task and you do it successfully, there was just something to keep, and that actually, piqued their interest. And of course, we have to make the organization understand that now there has to be food for them. And this little thing that they weren't seeing before, because they were like, if I want to talk to us. When I first talked to management, made them learn to treat us well and those kind of things. And then we made them understand that what we're doing for you now, we've done at the managerial level.
Yes.
We've done for them. Now it is now your turn. And so if you cooperate with us, we'll also take your complaints and relay it back to management and give recommendations as to what needs to be done. And we guarantee you that whatever it is you tell us, ends with us. Your identity will not be revealed. That we ensure your message gets to management. I think with that, they were able to, relax, and then they got the idea, and that was how we started the training. And then in order for them to understand, we had to also come down to their level. So I wasn't speaking this grammar that I'm speaking now. We had to come down to the pidgin English, and then they got the idea. When they saw the uniforms, and we had to paint the picture, brought photographs and everything. This is what your new look is going to be like. When they saw it, it really excited them, and they loved the fact that they were going to be looking like pilots. So when they, as a matter of fact, when they ask you what do, you can tell them you are a pilot on wheels. They bought the idea, and that was how we were able to sell the idea to them. And that's and the lesson from this for every organization is that it is not enough to talk to your people about what you want to do. You must be able to paint a vivid picture of the end goal. Yeah, the end goal and what they stand to benefit if they help you achieve it. Because what people don't understand, most people don't understand the difference. They don't know how to pitch their vision and their mission statement to their staffs. The vision is what the business hope to achieve. This is what we want to achieve. This is what we want to be known for. While the mission is what the staffs will become when they help the organization achieve their goal. So, take for instance, Jesus said to Peter, "You are a fisherman. My goal is to bring salvation to the world. Now follow me. I will show you how to use this your skill at a higher level and at a higher dimension. You know how to catch fish. I'm going to show you how to catch men. If you follow me, I will show you how to deploy this your gift now to catching men rather than just catching fish. So help me achieve the salvation I'm bringing to the world. And in return, you, Peter, and every other person will become fishers of men." So this was what we were able to sell to the pilots, that this is what you will become as you cooperate with us to help God is good achieve this goal. And it was the rest they say is history.
It's history. Yeah, because a lot of companies right now, transport companies, that template has become a base template. Any transport company that is starting today starts with that idea of the driver dressing well, talking well, their vehicles looking neat, offering some tips when you get into the vehicle, and making sure their driver stop in a particular location. They don't pick passengers on the road. That's created a standard and a yardstick in the transport industry.
Yes.
In your opinion, Bishop,
very true.
What do you think is the challenge of customer service aside the transport sector? What do you think is the challenge of customer service in Nigeria? you worked in the formalized sector, you worked as an entrepreneur. Now you are in the ministry space. What in your experience of being in all these roles that you have played is the challenge of customer service in Nigeria?
Firstly, lack of training and awareness. Most people offering services and products don't know how to pitch their products and services. They don't know how to create values. As a matter of fact, one of the problems I also realize is that most people are more after the money than the value they will create for the money. So they think
Mm,
the best way to get more customers is to sell them more products and offer them more services. But what they don't know is that it is cheaper firstly to train your people so that they know what is expected of them and they know how to deliver phenomenal services at all time. It is cheaper to train them than to acquire new customers that you will eventually lose due to
lose.
poor customer service.
Yeah.
Yes. So lack of training, lack of awareness, and then people are more after the money. People must understand, as I said, customer service is an organizing mindset. Your business, first of all, your product or your services should be tailored to meet needs and not to make money. I understand you will make money, but yeah, if your business is set up to make money, you are going to fail over time. You're going to cut corners and you're going to drop quality. And when your business is set up to solve problems, to meet the
Solve
needs
problem.
of people, because every people have a problem that that business is meeting, and people will always pay for urgent solutions to their needs. Yeah. So when you understand that, when you have that organizing mindset that I'm here to solve, the money becomes a reward. The money will not become the
Yeah.
end goal. The end goal will become the value that you are creating for the people, but you have to be intentional. So the first thing I realized is that there's lack of training, there's lack of awareness, and there's the quest to just make money, and people are ready to cut corners. And then business owners on this side, let me speak more on this side where we
Or where
belong,
you
where we
know.
operate from. Business owners on this side are not open to trainings. They think they don't see the need for training. As a matter of fact, the average person in the city where we are right now, average business owner in the city where we are, where we both reside, when you talk to them about customer service training, their first response will be, "What's the essence of training them? You will train them and they will still leave." And I said,
They
"That's
will
where you
leave.
get it wrong. That's where you get it wrong. When you offer value to your staff, they will stick with you for life. Yes, no doubt a few will leave because there's no way all your staff will stay with you for go. So you training them so that they can deliver phenomenal service will be to your own benefit on the long run. But they don't say like that, they will still leave. So there's no need. I remember way back then, when I was going around to hotel owners within this city, and I would tell them, I say, you know what?
Okay. We lost Bishop there, and I hope he comes back soon. Once he gets back, I'll be able to bring him back on live here. But I'm sure you've gotten some of the lessons that he has been sharing on how you can grow your business with customer service, which is very essential, right? That you be able to grow your business with customer service. Um, he's still having some network issues, so I'll be able to bring him back up soon. He shared with us about how he was able to work with God is Good mottos, and how they were able to share a template with them, and how that template has been able to, revitalize what they are doing there. And I was just asking him right now on what his thoughts are about the challenges of customer service in businesses around. And one of the things he mentioned was on the fact that business owners generally would argue that they don't need training, right? Why do I need to train when if I finish training, the staff would leave? You know, he mentioned on that, and I think that's where he was speaking on when the network threw him out. But he's back right now. Bishop, welcome back. Confirm you can hear me.
Thank you. Sorry for that break in transmission. It's part of
Well,
the
we're in
challenges
Nigeria.
we face here in Nigeria. So, like I was saying, so I will meet organizations and I'll pitch to them that, you know what, to show you that we are committed to your growth and everything, we're offering a 2-hour training for if the selected members of your
Members of staff.
staff. Let's train them for 2 hours and watch them perform for the next 2 weeks and rate their performance and the other people that are not trained. But guess what? Their response, even when you say it's free, their response will still be, this is what you are saying is free. It will not be free at the end of the day. When you are done, I will still have to give you something. So that's something to them. That's something to them that they want to give to you is very big in their eyes. So I think, but usually, it baffles me. I will ask them, I said, why will you spend such huge amounts of money to set up this establishment, and then you were able to contract the interior and everything to professionals to get them done? Why will you not leave the running, the operation of all of this
to people who are
amount of money that you have put there to people who are untrained? And then I remember one of that's the thing. You set up a hotel. After spending all that money, you just pick one of your cousins or nephew who is not really doing it. So yeah, come and be managing this one. Of course, they will run the luxury hotel like a drinking parlor. Of course. And so like one of the hotel owners told me as I was pitching the idea to him, he said, you see, these things work. I like it, but you see, I'm a surveyor by profession. This is not really where my money comes from. I just set this up so that my children will not have to work for other people. As they are graduating, they said they need a job. I just tell them, well, yeah, go and go to the hotel, look around and pick any department or that you think you can function and just be there. That I don't need training. I have connections, my friends.
Strangely,
yeah.
Bishop, this is what happens at most businesses.
Yes. So he was like, he has connections, so he don't need to do adverts. That his friends, he knows a lot of politicians. So when they come for their political meetings, they will always, lodge. So I said, lodging is not the issue, because everybody can sell anything to anybody at first. But the question is, will you be able to sell to that same person after the first encounter or the first experience? And I told him, I said, as a matter of fact, 82% of business patronage does not come from really adverts. They come from peer-to-peer recommendations. I said, so your political friends may come to town this weekend and lodge there. If the service is top-notch, they will recommend your hotel to their friends and to their colleagues that when next you are visiting that city, there's this hotel that I lodged at and they are serving, and please go there. And I said, that's how your business will grow. He said, okay, we'll think about it. That's it. So even the free stuff, they were scared. They were scared of accepting the free stuff. But unlike the banking sector, when you go there and you offer the free stuff, they grab it with everything that they have, because they know the value of the training. So I think part of the problem we have around this environment is that people don't know the value of training, and they think business is just all about opening a shop, stocking it, and then putting a signage outside, and then expect people to just come and patronize you. And when they come, they call it grace. But you see, grace might bring the people. You will need quality service to retain them. And so, so most of the people, they relinquish everything to grace. And so rather than train the people, they will be praying. There's nothing wrong in prayer. Prayer has its own
Has
functionality,
its place.
in a business sector. Yes, yeah, in a business cycle, creating the spiritual atmosphere that controls the physical. But however, whilst you pray, there are things that you must put in place to ensure that as the people are attracted, something keeps them coming again and again. So these are some of the problems I have found within the business sector that affect customer services. People don't understand the value of
Interesting.
training, and then they are not willing to go for the training. That's why, for me, I appreciate what you are doing now, your Worry Business School mentorship, and then, of course, you took it to a higher dimension recently now, the business cohort um, graduation stuff that you just did, and I saw the convocation gowns and everything. I was like, wow, my bro has. So of course, you are not a doctor, so you shouldn't offer anything less than a doctor. A doctor should. So you're doing well, and I think now if you're beginning to create that awareness, and people are beginning to see the need to sign up for such things, because the average worry person does not see the need for that. He sees that as waste of money. Because I remember way back then when I used to do strategic innovation on Crown FM, I was to do a seminar, and I said people should pay 5,000 naira to attend, and I needed just 15 persons to attend. People would call me and expect me to even start doing the training on phone to explain. So what are the topics you're going to be treating? Why should I pay my 5,000? And you are explaining heaven and earth just for people to pay 5,000 naira. And then when I moved to Lagos in 2016, I started my stuff with Wazobia FM, and I did that announcement on radio. Bro, bro, the response was amazing. I had 200 persons sign up. And this time around, the one I did in Warri was a live in onset training. But this time around, this was on WhatsApp. And
Yeah.
WhatsApp could take up to, I think, about 250 persons. We had 200 persons sign up, not 5,000 naira, now, but 20,000 naira. And nobody asked me what's the topic, what's the curriculum, or anything. And we enjoyed ourselves. That was the first major money I made when I got to Lagos in 2016.
Yeah.
WhatsApp training, and then the quality of persons that were calling after my session on radio were different. In Warri, people who were calling to ask for money. Please, sir, I've not paid my rent and those kind of stuff. You can help me. I want to buy a keke. My money is not up to it, and you can help me to raise, and those are the kind of people that were calling me. But once I moved to Lagos, the quality of persons that were calling me were so. Environment is playing a huge role, and that's why
Very huge.
a lot has to be done. A lot has to be done in creating the awareness. Even now that I function in the religious sector, I
Yeah.
still see the effect of the environmental factor, in the mindset of the people that are coming to church. So a lot has to be done now in reorientating their minds to shift, to cause a paradigm shift that, listen, this is not how life works. This is not the design. This is
Mm.
not, you are living less than your capacity and who you are. When you live like this, when you talk like this, when you behave like this is the right thing to do. So environmental factor is playing a huge role also, and a lot has to be done in creating that awareness so that people see the need to upgrade
So that's why
what we used
we
to
must
do.
not be limited to our climb here. What we do, the value we bring cuts across the nation. So we must
Yes.
be able to take it round and make sure everyone. I'd like you to give us a final parting word as we close off the program today. A final parting word for every entrepreneur, every business person, what they need to do about their customer service.
All right, for every business owner out there watching us right now, you need to understand that the key to creating value for customers is not to sell them more products or services, but to create more value for your customers in terms of what they've already purchased, and create. So don't sell. Stop selling products. Stop selling services. Start selling experience. Start selling
Wow.
emotions. Yes. Start selling experience, start selling emotion. So, take for instance, if you sell, you make bags or you make clothes, stop telling people you sell clothes, you don't sell clothes. Start telling them you sell class. So that when people come, because you see, when you make your customers feel better than their peer by just patronizing either your services or your product, they will come again and again. I'll tell you what a school owner did somewhere in Ugele some years ago. What he did was, when the learners were coming to school, at the close of school, they bathe them, spray them perfume, and rub them powder. So when they are leaving school, they are looking even much more fresh than they came in.
In the
So
morning.
the parents now started telling other parents that, you see, my children and your children they are not at the same level. Look at your
Yeah.
children looking like people who went to a farm. Look at my own when they return from school. They are looking
Fresh.
washed. They smell nice and all of those kind of stuff. And people started taking their words to that school.
That's
So
cool.
what that school owner did was that he marketed an experience to
Yeah.
the parents, and then the words, and then they bought. So stop selling product, start selling experience, start selling, class, start
Emotions and class.
marketing emotions to people, and at the end of the day, people will prefer you to your competition.
Fantastic. On this very wonderful note of stop selling goods, stop selling services, start selling experiences, we'll end this episode of Winning with Customer Service with the Bishop. Bishop Eruohi, we want to say thank you for joining us today. My Lord Bishop,
Wow.
thank you for joining
It's a
us.
pleasure.
The teaching today is very episcopal, and we do not take it for granted. Thank you for joining us. And let me thank everyone who's watching this episode right now.
Thank you so much.
By the way, if you have questions, you can drop it at the place you're watching on YouTube. Drop the questions. I'll send the link to Bishop. He will come in and be able to he will come in and be able to answer some of those questions. Or maybe we'll have another episode where we'll answer those questions again. So if you have questions on this episode, please put it in the comment section and we will take those questions. Bishop, sir, thank you so much for joining us today. My regards
It's a
to your
pleasure.
family, and we look forward to having you
Oh,
again
dear.
on Winning with Customer Service. Have a wonderful day, sir.
It's always a pleasure. All right, you too.
Bye
Bye.
bye.